Hey guys, so in this video we'll be discussing what happened with the tragic death of the wrestler Umaga. So we'll be explaining to you about it, but before we get into this guy, can I ask a big favor for you all, just subscribe, and if you watch the video to the end, you'll get something cool. So, without a doubt, Umaga was one of the best superstars in the Ruthless Aggression Era. He was a very dominant heel, but sadly, at just 36 years old, Umaga, life came to a tragic end. Now, we are going to be exploring how that came to be. How did Umaga die? Stay tuned in this video to find out. Now, although the professional wrestling industry brings a lot of joy to fans, offering an escape for something rather entertaining, well, most of the time. Anyway, it is also an industry where we've seen a lot of tragedy over the years. There have been countless examples in every generation of the wrestling era. Wrestlers being taken away far too soon, like for example, more recent times, Luke Harper was taken away far too soon at the age of 41. But the Samoan bulldozer Umaga is another one of those examples of a wrestler that was taken from us far too soon. He passed away at the age of 36, and his death this is the really annoying thing, but his death wasn't acknowledged much by WWE at the time, and has only been mentioned in his passing since, which led many fans to wonder about the circumstances surrounding his death, and did he have heat with WWE, or why did they not really mention much about Umaga's death? Now we're going to explore that. But Umaga wrestled the likes of John Cena, the Great Khali, Shawn Michaels. He wrestled quite a few competitors in his time. I remember he had quite a few feuds with John Cena. But Umaga, and just let's tell you this, Umaga is part of one of the legendary Anoa'i family, which boasts the likes of Roman Reigns, who is the current head of the table, who is the current champion, the Usos, Solo Sikoa, and WWE main roster stars other than them, such as Rikishi. I did it for The Rock. Also, The Rock is part of that family. Rosie was his cousin as well. They were part of the 3-minute warning team. Nia Jax is part of their family. Tamina. There's countless numbers of examples of his family, because he has a really good family history. But Umaga, he spent some time away from WWE in the later years of his life. Umaga returned as a repackaged character because he was before part of the 3-minute warning team, but now he is a more savage and not speaking any English. Instead, he's doing his own talking via his actions. He was involved with anyone in his way. And Umaga also had a match with Bobby Lashley, which was the Battle of the Billionaires, which he did really well. Umaga also won the Intercontinental Championships in 2009, but his personal demons had taken his effect on Umaga, and he violated WWE's wellness policy for a second time, which he got him suspended. However, he didn't enter rehab, which led to WWE taking the decision to ultimately release Umaga from his contract in June. He would continue wrestling on the independent scene, with his last match coming in November the following month. But Umaga fortunately passed away. We're going to get in right now about how it all turned out and what happened. So, Umaga was found by his wife on December 4th, and despite their best attempts, paramedics were not able to save Umaga. It was deemed that he had suffered a heart attack, and even thought his heart has restarted. A second heart attack made things worse, and he was eventually pronounced dead. Unfortunately, the result of this was brought about by many issues of that had seen in his WWE career to come to an end. Substance abuse. But over the time, wrestlers have struggled with substance abuse. A lot of this coming down to the intense and grueling schedule that they have to put in time and time again on the road. As the punishment the body goes through, the amount of bumps, the big toll on the body, such as wrestlers resort to controversial means to cope. Umaga was no different to the likes of Jeff Hardy, Sting, and Eddie Guerrero over the years, where there's been many more examples of wrestlers finding them inside the hole. But did the substance abuse and heart attack lead to Umaga's death? In the case of Umaga, the toxicology report revealed a lot of what led up to his death. As noted by the statement by Bleacher Report, there were 3 different medications found in his system. I can't pronounce 3, but they weren't very good. One of them I knew was an anxiety medication. The autopsy showed also that he had a heart disease and also a failed liver. His heart damaged in addition to drug use over the years captured his body to filter at such a young age. But due to Umaga not being under the WWE banner, the WWE contract at the time, and likely to the manner of his death, the company responded was only with a brief statement, and they said, WWE would like to express its deepest condolences to the Mr. Fatu family, friends, and fans on his tragic passing. Mr. Fatu was under contract with WWE at various times and periods, and most recently performed under the ring name Umaga. Mr. Fatu was terminated on June 11, 2009. It was a very strange statement with a contract situation being on the odd thing to mention there was no tribute by WWE, which is a shame of how good a character he was. He even used a move that his family member used now, the Samoan Spike, which you can see Sola Sokola using. However, how popular he was well, either on his passing was a tragic one. It was a very tragic passing, and it's another example of the hardships many faced during a career as a professional wrestler. I do think Umaga was gone far too soon, and had many more years left to give. But like many other wrestlers, he abused the drugs and the substance misuse, and that, along with a couple of heart attacks and a failed liver, led to the death of Umaga. Umaga was one of those wrestlers that will be remembered for many years to come. Thank you guys for the ones that stuck around and are watching the video right up till the end for the surprise I told you that would be at the very start. Are you ready? It is that Brock Lesnar will not be facing Bray Wyatt. You probably already knew that. And also John Cena's rating is a 94 overall, which I'm a bit disappointed with. Anyway guys, thank you all so much for watching this video. Remember to like this video, leave a comment and subscribe for more. Remember to stay cool.